Just text, I know it's a toss. Oh, but I hate the fact that we lost touch. Ayy, the Uber pulling up on call. Tell me, is you trying to fall through? I'ma leave it up to you. What you wanna do? Look, I'm trying to spend this time with you. Know we overdue. What you doing right now? Baby, won't you swing my way? It's been a day and I've been thinking out loud. I know I want you. Long time since the last time. Got a tab, we can run up. Knew you from the way, now we grown up. My look, yeah, made the realest ones nervous. But if you want it, tap in. I think that I know somewhere that we could go to Crashland. We could keep the pace on slow jam. Don't leave me on red. Can we go back where we first began? No plans, all we had was the moment. Just text, I know it's a toss-up. Ashamed who I was, now I'm paid by the sentence. Taking my time with it. Baby, give me yours, so I could get them butterflies trapped in your ribcage. Let me know we on the same page. Hit me with a text, voice note or an emoji. Waiting all day for your name on the ID. So if you want it, tap in. I think that I know somewhere that we could go to Cashapp. And we could keep the pace on slow jam. Don't leave me on red. Can we go back where we first began? No plans, all we had was the moment. Just text, I know it's a toss-up. But I hate the fact that we lost touch. attention. But I keep everybody at a distance. If I build it, will y'all really come? Bought all these panties, but I really don't wear none. I like boys and I like girls, but I love my baby. Some may judge, but Emmanuel is still God within me. Yeah. I don't drink liquor, but it's something about a champagne toast. Still can't swim, but I sure could float. I rip the water parasite, but all the elements live rent free in my mind. Yeah. Moody. Moody.
It's the High Powered Podcast. Lit conversations, debates, and advice that keep you turned up.
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing all right. How y'all like last night's get down? Were you all in attendance? Were you in attendance last night? Huh? Did you enjoy yourself? I typically don't do that on I typically only do that on TikTok, you know. That's it's very relaxing, it's very entertaining, and it's my happy place. See, it's my happy place. I like being in that divine, seductive, sensual energy. I look a little bit different today. than I did yesterday. When you agree, I think so. Oh, bro science, you missed a very entertaining show last night. But it ain't for all of the sanctified people, right? For y'all religious folks that's still caught up in that, I'm not trying to, shake your soul. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. Because you might have a few questions running through your mind, right? You might have a few little questions running through your mind, wondering what's going on because you don't know why you feel the way you feel, right? And you start questioning them feelings, right? I don't want you to feel too crazy. But anyway, that's enough of that. So, it's been a couple months now since I did my show with Charleston White. It's been a couple of months since I did my show with Charleston White. And the public consensus in the manosphere is that he just tore me a new one, right? That's the public consensus. And that he was telling me something, right, that I wasn't telling people. Something was, I don't know. But somebody sent me a interview that he did just maybe about a week ago. And it's interesting. He sounds like the Queen Maker sitting up there. He sounds exactly like the Queen Maker as he's sitting there talking. I found it quite interesting. I found it quite interesting. All right, look, Facebook, it's been real. I don't really do nothing over here. So if you want to finish watching this, go ahead and follow me over here on YouTube. Just type in the Queen Maker and I'll pop right on up. All right, thank y'all. See you later. Bye. Okay. So, you sound like the Queen Maker up there. And I thought we would just kind of start perusing, and see what he talking about. Right. I find these cats really intellectually challenged. I find them very intellectually challenged because for some reason they have not realized yet that we are on the internet, and they haven't realized that they're not in the locker room. They're not in the locker room with a bunch of jocks. They're not in the hood on the corner talking to their homeboys. Sir, you're on the internet and we can all hear you. We can all hear you, sir. All of the ladies can hear you. They just didn't know how to hear you correctly the first time, but now they have a new set of ears and a new pair of eyes. And we can all see you and we can hear you, but for some reason you don't think that we can. Okay. We have 587 eyes on us. Can we please increase the likes? Can we please increase the likes? Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and pull this up. Quite interesting.
Tell me the hospitality that you've extended,
Sure.
the warm welcome.
Oh, yeah.
You rolled out the red carpet. And like I said, man, my publicist said that this is the blueprint for booking Charleston White.
That's what's up, man.
You set this shit in stone, nigga.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you for coming out, man. I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
And you got good people around you, homie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got real good people around you.
Oh, yeah, I have to, man. My circle's very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's filled with good people, man. Hopefully you get into that circle.
Oh man, I wouldn't have came if I can't get in.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. I don't show up just for the money.
Right.
I show up for the relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
And I see that, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell everybody, man, how real this man is. I had him for a previous booking, and he called me because there was a conflict in scheduling, and he said, "Man, I got to go to the 85 South show. Which day did I have you booked for?" I told him the date, and there was a conflict.
Yeah.
And I said,
I was booking my own shit, right? So
Right.
I didn't have a publicist, I didn't have a manager.
Right.
So I was booking shit, nigga, and was booking shit on the same day.
Right.
In 2 different states.
Right, right.
Just excited about being able to do the work. And so after me and you had that situation, I had to hit the reset button.
Right.
And say, man, I got to put some structure to this because I don't want to fuck over the good people.
Right.
And typically the good people are the ones who you encounter, who you pass up, going up the way.
Right.
Some people step on the good people.
For sure.
I didn't want to step on the good people, homie.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I want to tell everybody. He told me he had to do the 85 South show, and there was an overlap. And I stopped him mid-sentence, and I said, man, the 85 South show is a huge platform.
Yeah.
Go do that. And you said, nah, man, I obligated to you first, and I missed that shit before I miss your show.
Yeah.
And I had no platform.
Yeah,
And
you
I
had no platform.
And I appreciate that. And I will say this. I don't think that I have that level of morality. And I'm struggling to get it. And what I mean is not that I wouldn't have came.
You would have been like 85 South show, I'll get you later.
Right. Right. And I admire that. And it was some man shit to do.
Yeah, I actually had I had the 85 South show, and then I had a guy that was booking me and Desi Banks to do something together.
Yeah.
My spirit, I was excited, homie.
He's here.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Oh, nah.
He's here in Charlotte.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I think today's his last day.
Oh, okay. I was booked with something with him
Right.
that actually didn't go through. But I was excited, but my spirit was convicted about me putting you off to the side for these big names.
I heard it in your voice.
Yeah, and so I was like, man, here's a test.
Right.
So I wrestled with that for days.
I would have failed it like a motherfucker.
Yeah. I wrestled with that for days, homie. And so I know
Right.
at the end of the day, if I fall, these are the people I got to fall back down to.
Right.
And typically when you fall back down, the people don't catch you.
Right.
They let you hit the ground.
Right.
And just in case I fall, I want you to be there to catch me, homie.
And you know what? That was a life lesson for me. That was a moment for me. That it probably wasn't too much for you, but it was for me.
Yeah.
And I learned from that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you.
Already, homie. And shout out to my publicist, man. She came in and she made everything right. With good mediation skills.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Shout out to Dr. O.
Already, man.
So, okay. So the publicist is a woman that got to get his life together so he can make, so he don't be all over the place. And the respect they have for men, right? This ain't the same level of respect they have for women, right? Right? But they need women more than they need these dudes. Okay. Because the publicist ain't no dude. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and listen to this.
Shout out to Dr. O.
So let's talk about the empty man.
Okay.
So,
Who is the empty man?
Well, the reason I got that name was because I realized we had some conversation.
Yeah.
And I was telling you a story, and I'll tell y'all this story. I grew up with no father, as I already said.
Yeah.
Right? And having no father in the household I didn't recognize it was an issue until I got older. I never knew it was a problem.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It's
right.
abnormal, but it's normal.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't become a problem until I became a young man. You know, my mother met a gentleman around the age I was 16. He lived with us. She got married to him when I believe I was 17.
Okay.
And he wasn't the type of man to have conversation with me.
The older man didn't talk.
Right. He didn't talk at all. He didn't talk at all. So, you know, I was.
So dude comes in, which would now be known as a simp, right? Yeah. That guy comes in. In modern times, he would be labeled as a simp for even coming in. And then he lacks communication abilities, right? Lacking communication abilities. Interesting, right? Which are traits of males, but let's just continue. Just
doing shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. I was running the streets at this time. I was in the street every day. I was never home. I was always in the street.
Yeah.
And I had a responsibility to pull trash cans to the front.
That's it.
That's it.
Your only responsibility was just to pull the trash to the front.
And what did you do? What did you do as your only responsibility was to pull the trash cans, and you're being reckless as a male. You're being reckless, right? Even with a male in the house, right? Your only duty was to pull the trash cans in, and what happened, sir?
Trash cans to the front. I couldn't even do that.
Damn.
Couldn't do that on time.
Then he couldn't even do that. And then women tend to date and marry guys like this who didn't even respect the male that was in the house, because he just said there was a guy in the house. So they have no respect for authority. They have no respect innately.
Both.
You know, I heard him. You know, he would never say nothing to me.
As most smart men would. So meaning if
Right.
I marry a woman and she got a 17-year-old kid, I ain't got no business coming in and saying nothing to that boy.
Right. And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Because you'll kill him, or he'll
Right.
have to kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so this is how males deal with each other, right? Listen. A smart male would not say anything to the son, 17-year-old boy. That don't say nothing, because the son is either gonna kill you or you're gonna kill him. There's always violence around with males, right? Just listen, this is just them talking to each other, not realizing that they're talking to the world. Because you know what? They don't think that a woman is actually going to listen to this. They think that they're talking to men. But no, not when Princella is around. You're exposing yourself, as you should. You're exposing each other. And I want you to expose yourselves, because all you're going to do is prove my teachings to be accurate. And all it is, some men, not all men, begins to go out the window more and more, because I don't know this guy. I don't know him, but he's exactly what I say males are. Never met him a day in my life. Let's go.
Go ahead.
And I walked up on him, talking to my mother about me.
Yeah, he need to take that trash can out. The boy don't do nothing. So you hearing him gripe and complain
Right.
about you.
Right. And you know, I flipped out.
And you think you tough at this time.
Tough as a motherfucker.
And you in them streets.
All day.
And
Doesn't listen. They make the choices to go in the streets, and then they blame the women. They make the choice to go in the streets, and then they blame the women. But when they're talking to each other, they laugh. Yup. And here's the thing. There was a male in the house. And guess what he does? Disrespects the male in the house. Why? because they think they tough, right? You think you tough, huh?
Fighting out there
Already.
so you really want to jump on him.
Right.
Yeah, you already resent him.
Right.
Yeah, you
Right.
secretly resent him just for even showing up in the household as a man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I was to say this as a woman, how would they buck up at me? How would they buck up at me if I said this as a woman? Yes, ma'am. Say hi. Hi. All right. Okay. All right. You want some more paper? Amaya, draw on the back of these papers. I'm not gonna let you use up all the paper. Here, draw on the back of the paper you already drew on. Here, this one too. Close my door. All right. So how would he buck up at me if I was to say this? He wouldn't be yeah. Nope. His ego would be hurt by me saying any of these things. But anyway, let's go on.
Exactly. So I heard him talking, and I said, "Why don't you talk to me, motherfucker? You know, talking to my mama, talk to me."
Yeah.
You know, and I bucked up, and he threw a conch shell at me. And I don't know if y'all know what a conch shell is. It's one of them decorative shells with the spikes on it.
Yeah.
You can put your hand in it. You can put your ear to it, and they say you can
And
hear
you
the
hear the
ocean.
water, yeah, that-
Right. So he threw that shit at me, man. And I ran to the kitchen and got a Michael Myers knife.
You see how violent they are early in age? You see how violent they are and how disrespectful they are? Right? You running to get a knife because you was glorifying being in the streets. You didn't even respect the male that was in the house.
Got a butcher knife. And I ran at this man. And my mother grabbed at my shirt. And all her fingers missed except for one finger. And my legs was running, so I got momentum, but she yanked my shirt back, so my legs came out from under me.
Yeah.
And I hit the ground, and she grabbed that blade with her hand. But I was going to kill that man. And that's what I wanted to do.
And he was going to kill him. Why? Because he said that he needed to take out the trash. Listen to me. This dude was finna go he got a knife and getting ready to kill this dude because the dude was telling his mama that he needed to take out the trash and have some responsibility. But women will put all of the controls on their daughters and put none on their sons. Now, this is coming out his own mouth. And he, 17 at this time? But they blame the women for raising, no, this is their nature. This is their nature. The mother didn't teach him to do that. The mother did not teach him to do that. There is a man in the house, and the man can't even control this guy. This is their nature. And then he think he tough because he in the streets and proud of it, right? They unstable.
I was looking for a reason to kill something.
He was looking for a reason to kill something. He just wanted to kill something. At 17, he just wants to kill something. Why? Why do you just want to kill something as a male? It's this in their nature, y'all. This is in their nature.
In counseling and psychology and psychiatrist therapy sessions, they call that displaced anger.
Right.
You're really walking around angry at the fact that your father's not there. You're really walking around angry at the fact that you and your mother relationship may be what it was before he showed up.
Right.
So he shows up getting your mother's attention
Listen to what they codependent. They are emotionally reactive and they're jealous. That's why they say God is a jealous God in the Bible, because that's the male God. That's the male God. He's jealous that another man is getting his mama's attention. He mad because his pappy ain't there, right? Which the nature of the male is to disappear, right? So you are holding on to anger, but you know why you holding on to anger? Dealing with that? It's not because the father's not there. It's because the system of patriarchy has put the importance on the father, so you think you missing something that you really ain't even missing. You think you're missing something that you're not missing, because in a matriarchal society, the male is not centered. And when you don't center the male and other males play the role, and that's the normal way, there is no feelings of loss with those children. There's only a feeling of anger and animosity in a quote unquote fatherless home, because you have an artificial system like patriarchy that keeps centering the male and marketing it as if he's of importance, when in actuality he's not. So that's that.
And then your mother's doing as he say do, so you hate a motherfucker like that.
Because the mother is doing as he say do, because the son has an unhealthy attachment to his mother, where deep down he really think that's his woman. The male has a crazy connection with his mother, where deep down he think that's his woman. Just like the mother thinks that her son is her man. Yeah.
You know what made this shit even worse?
What's that?
My mother had told me maybe a couple weeks prior that I'm married now and my husband come first.
Oh. Boy, you ready? Oh man.
Look how they responded. Look at the ownership the male thinks he has over his mother. Look how they're responding to each other, y'all. It's like they telepathically know how they think about their mothers. This is just free content, y'all. Free case studies. The case studies are everywhere, y'all. They everywhere. Listen to this. Jealousy within the son. Animosity, anger. Now, this is interesting, because the guy is explaining why he named his podcast the Empty Man Podcast, because this is the foundation of why he named it the Empty Man Podcast. Oh, baby, Charleston finna say some shit that 100% validates everything that I already told you about men. But since he's not talking to a woman, he has no reason to deny it. But when they're talking to each other, they'll be open and honest with each other while they fuck around and lie to you.
17-year-old boy who been with mama all his life, you really want to kill that nigga.
I want to kill him dead.
He taking my mama.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not knowing, man, mama was doing what every good woman's supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah, homie, you cling from your mother, and you cling to your husband and your wife.
Right.
Nothing comes before your wife. Nothing comes before your husband, your children, your mother, nothing but God.
Right.
The children come second to your husband, to your wife.
He say the children come second to your husband or wife. Wrong. After a certain age, like at 17, yeah, you on your own then. But no, the children come before the so-called husband, right? They want to be first. The male wants to be first in everything. He wants to be the head of the kids. He wants to be the head of the woman's lover. He wants to be the priority everywhere he goes. The male thinks he should be the priority in every situation.
We tend to get that mixed up as black people. We think the kids is everything. Man, them kids ain't shit.
And then you wonder why they abandon them. Listen to me. You wonder why they abandon children. You wonder why the male will get with a new woman and then abandon his children and take care of hers. It's that logic that makes the male move the way he do. Them kids ain't shit. But then they'll turn around to you and preach the nuclear family. They'll turn around to you and preach the nuclear family and say that the family is supposed to be for the kids. Marriage is for the kids. But at the same time turn around and say them kids ain't shit. And they don't come before the spouse. They don't mean the woman, because they'll tell a woman that she's supposed to sacrifice for the kids all the time. So when he say spouse, he ain't talking about they don't come before her. He really talking about them kids don't come before him.
Kids there, man, fuck them kids. Man, them kids go grow up and leave both of us.
Right.
Yeah, them kids go grow up and say fuck mom and daddy.
For sure.
As we do, right?
We do, yeah.
Most of the time, kids are lying to their mom and daddy.
Right.
Most of the kids are manipulating their mother and their father.
Right.
Children aren't good to parents. Parents are good to children.
Children aren't good to parents. Listen, you're talking about underdeveloped dependence and saying that the parents are good to the children when a lot of these parents end up inadvertently psychologically damaging their children. And how can a child not be good to the parents and they don't have the skills to be horrid people? They don't even have the consciousness to be horrid people. But I'm just letting you hear the logic and the rationale. And look, because we're going to look at the comments and we're going to see what the response in the comment, because the comments will tell you exactly how people think, right? And they both in agreement with each other, right? I just want you to hear who y'all call yourself trying to build relationships with. I want you to hear the mentality of the males you call yourself trying to build relationships with.
Children forget that. Children are not good to parents. They lie.
This is a dangerous, I want y'all to understand, this is a dangerous narrative. This is towing the line with Kevin Samuels, don't believe your children because children lie. If your daughter come and tell you some dude, your man touched on her, don't believe her because children lie. This is teetering the line of that rhetoric. Children are not good to parents. They manipulate the parents and they lie. This is the male. This is what the male is telling you about your children that come out your womb, ladies.
Right.
They tell half lies.
Right.
So, and we make our parents look real bad. Mm-hmm. We shame our parents.
Yeah.
We embarrass them.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't never have any gratitude for them until we get older. So as a child, you don't.
That's because they don't know any better. That don't mean that the child is not good to the parents. A soul's purpose is to come here and learn. Come here and develop. Right? So to take that personally towards the parents and have the parents take a dismissive and neglectful position to say them kids ain't shit. They don't come before us because they ain't good to us, because they'll embarrass us. So fuck them kids. Just let them grow up. That's the rhetoric. That's the narrative that's being painted. But as a parent, you are the steward of a soul. As a parent, you are the steward of the soul, and your job is to help nurture and develop that soul to prepare it for its life path. Right? That soul incarnated into a specific situation for a specific reason, and there's a role that you play as a parent for that soul. But to take the negative outlook on the child's development, that's a very, very selfish thought process that could only originate from the male who has no direct relation to the life of that child. It's real easy for a male to say, fuck them kids, right?
You're not grateful for what your parents do. You think they supposed to do it because they're your parents.
Right.
The same way that the male think the woman's supposed to do certain stuff for him because he married to her, or just because she a woman. Let's take the marriage out the way. Just because she a woman, the male thinks that she's supposed to do something, and they don't have no respect or appreciation for what women do.
Yeah,
That's
you
for
think
sure.
your mom and dad is supposed to like you. they ain't supposed to like you. They just supposed to raise you.
Well,
and
they don't
take care
have
of
to.
you. They don't have. They don't.
You see, listen to the rationale. Your parents ain't got to like you. They just got to raise you. And then you wonder why you have emotionally insecure, emotionally unintelligent people, and you have broken humans out here. Because this is the thought process of the males that y'all talking about need to be in the house to be fathers. This is the rhetoric of the males who y'all say need to be in the house to be fathers. The males who say, fuck them kids. They don't appreciate what we do. They liars and manipulators, right? And the parents ain't got to like you. If this is the core belief of the parents, what good will they do for the children? What good would it do for a male to be in the house with the kids if this is his core belief? Y'all think I'm just making stuff up? Y'all really think I'm just making stuff up? Y'all just ain't been listening. Y'all just ain't been paying attention. So while I was paying attention and y'all wasn't, I was picking up on them.
Gotta like you.
Right.
They don't have to love you.
Right.
They don't even have to love you. Listen, your parents don't even have to love you. They can bring you in this world and then put you on the back burner and just let you grow up and put you out into the world. And they agree with each other with this. They're in total agreement with each other with this mess. But they say they the prize.
They're obligated to take care of you.
Right.
So I didn't understand that concept, homie, until I saw that movie Fences with Denzel Washington.
I've always seen that clip, but I never seen the movie.
Say, man, that's real. Nigga, I ain't
Yeah.
gotta like you, motherfucker.
Right.
I ain't even want you born. Yeah, but
Listen, they don't think anything is wrong with this psychological abuse. I ain't got to like you. Motherfucker, I ain't even want you to be born. They think that's cool. They think that's the right way to do stuff. Look at them. Look at the smile and the laughs on their face. The same dude that was arguing with me about men being capable of love, this is their thought process. Does this sound like love to you? Does this sound like love to you? I'll wait for y'all to answer. Men are incapable of love and they do not have a concept of love. They can't even fathom what that is.
I take care of you, nigga.
Right.
So now, homie, we don't understand parents until we start trying to parent right.
Right.
I'm gonna say that again. We don't understand our parents until we start trying to parent right.
Right.
Okay, what's the right way to parent? Because based on what you just said, you think that's the right way. So what's the right way to parent? Let's see, does he say it?
Well, I get what you're saying. Do you appreciate your stepfather now? Or have you gained an appreciation for him?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, see that's the difference, homie. Being able to look back now as a man.
Yeah, I harbor no bad feelings.
Okay, good.
With the man at all.
Yeah,
Not
good.
at all.
Him and your mom still married?
No.
Divorced?
Yeah,
They didn't make it?
No, they didn't make it.
Already.
Yeah. But so at that time also, I had the streets, right?
Yeah.
But that was my secondary choice. The first thing was the Marine Corps.
Okay.
I wanted to go in the Marine Corps. The soldiers came over to my mother's house to sign the papers, and my mother cried. And she didn't want me to go into the Marines. She wanted me to go to the Navy. She wanted me to go to the Air Force. Anything but the Marine Corps. But
something that she perceived to be easy.
right.
Yeah.
But
or less dangerous.
Right. And I just wanted to kill something or be killed.
Listen. And mothers do not allow they do not allow males to figure out their life. The chicks, women be trying to protect these dudes from everything when you need to let them figure it out. But anyway, let's on to what he said. I wanted to kill something. He just had a murder spirit in his mind. Now remember when I did the interview, who was I interviewing with? And I was telling them I knew people that wanted to get in the military because they wanted to die. Right? Right? And here he goes proving that there are people joining the military for that very reason. Here he goes proving to me and everybody, or proving what I said in my interview, that there are people who join the military for those specific reasons. They want to kill or be killed.
Stop right there. You was 18 years old.
Yeah.
At 18, anger, what I tell you, anger and testosterone. A cocktail, it's a Molotov cocktail. Testosterone and anger creates a Molotov cocktail in the male. And since the male is emotionally retarded, emotionally unintelligent, he only got 4 emotions that he can fathom, which is happy, mad, happy, mad, and sad, or 3. Happy, mad, and sad. And since he can't express himself verbally, and he doesn't know how he feels, the only emotion that he can understand is anger. So they walk around here like ticking time bombs. And he's only 18. What goes on in life so much that by 18 you're ready to kill up as much stuff as you can?
at the world.
Yep.
Resentful toward any man telling you what to do.
Yep.
And all you wanted to do was kill and die.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. Kill and die.
You didn't grow up playing Grand Theft Auto, did you?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Say, nah, homie, you just took us to the mindset and that's the ideology of most young niggas today because we walk.
That's the ideology of most young niggas today. He didn't say some. He didn't say some. He ain't say a couple. He didn't say a few. He said most. Now, if I say most, the internet going crazy. But he say most, and everybody in agreement. They in agreement with each other. I just have to get up and stretch just a little bit. Right. All right. So, as I said,
around angry.
Right.
That's why they so quick to go off because they don't mind dying or killing.
Right. And you know what I figured out, right?
I figured just kill him. Yeah, you catch a young nigga want to die, kill him.
Yeah.
Cause he go kill you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and this is who y'all getting in relationships with. And you wonder why y'all getting unalived. He letting you know who they are. Right? Princella ain't making up nothing. Y'all want to call it man hate when I say it. But then you dismiss it when they say it like do you not hear this? Do you not hear this? And you wonder why you getting your ass kicked in these relationships. You wonder why you getting drained. You're trying to build something with an empty vessel who's a ticking time bomb who just wants to kill something. They make my job so easy. They make my job so easy. Now, how can you build with somebody like this? Huh? How can you have peace with somebody who is so chaotic on the inside? How? Princella is undefeated, baby. I'm undefeated. They can't stop proving me right.
Yeah, and I didn't have the heart, I guess, to commit suicide.
Because he was a coward. And I knew that. I didn't say it. But I knew he was a coward. Because that's the reason why you want to go kill and get killed in the process. Because you too much of a coward to just do it yourself. So instead of you doing it yourself to yourself, you want to take other people with you. You're empty on the inside and you want to take other people with you. And Charleston say most young dudes are like this. Most young niggas are like this. So you don't even realize as a woman how much danger you're in because these guys are too much of a coward to just move out the way. They want to harm other people. They want to get in relationships with you as a woman when they really need to stay far away from you. When they really need to stay far away from you.
Cowardly to do that, but I didn't mind if somebody took me out.
Yeah, you wasn't that tough.
No.
Suicide is not a coward act.
Not at all.
Let's just clear that up once.
Right.
Suicide is not a coward act. It's one of the most courageous things a motherfucker can do. I ain't that courage.
Right.
I ain't that courageous.
Right.
I ain't that tough. I ain't that strong.
Right.
To hurt me.
Right.
There's some people strong enough to hurt themselves.
For sure.
My best friend did it. Yeah, he did it. And it fucked me up to this day. And it's been over 10 years since it's happened.
I've had the same thing, man.
I watched the effects of what his children have to go through. And I see.
Now you see how much camaraderie and how much sympathy they have towards each other, but they do not forward this same thing to you, because I swear if this was me talking to them, it would have been kicking and screaming. As you see, it was kicking and screaming, right? But that ain't how it is with them, right? Why does the male have a problem agreeing with me for the same exact? Why can't they have this conversation with me when we saying the same thing? What is the difference between having the conversation with me versus having a conversation with another male? They do not want women to see them this way. They need women to put them in delusion land, right? So that they can feel better about themselves, because they depend on women to rescue them from the pits of hell that they live in. Because if the woman loses hope in him, he already don't have none for himself. They need women, period. They depend on women. That's why they can't have this conversation with a woman, because they do not want women to lose hope in them.
The pain,
Right.
that suicide does to the children.
Right.
It's a selfish act.
Right.
Very much a selfish act.
It's so crazy, man. When I see one of my old friends from the neighborhood, every time he see me, he say, "Boy, you ain't dead yet."
They used to say that to me, nigga.
Yeah.
The juvenile workers.
Yeah.
I was such a, I'm not gonna say a bad kid, because I don't believe there's a such thing as a bad child.
Okay. He don't believe there's such thing as a bad child, but you say children are not good to their parents, right? And since they lie, manipulate, and all of that, they don't need to be the center of the parents' focus. But you also don't believe it's a bad child. Make that make sense. Are they bad? Because you say they not good to their parents. Are they bad or are they not?
Right.
I don't believe in bad children.
Right.
But I was such a challenging kid. The adults used to say that about me.
Oh, because he talking about himself. So I ain't gonna say I was no bad kid. But when he's referring to kids that the parents would take, they ain't good to their parents, right? So now that he's referencing himself, he ain't gonna say he was a bad kid. I'm telling you, this is what they do. They always try to set themselves apart. They don't ever want to say that they're bad. Just like Dale Carnegie said in 1936.
Yeah.
When they encountered me in my 20s, boy, you ain't dead yet. That used to crush me.
Yeah.
I couldn't explain it. I couldn't. Words made me feel by saying, "Nigga, you ain't dead yet." I just knew you being penitentiary. That used to take hope from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to hear those words.
Right.
But yeah, nah, we ain't dead yet.
Right. And so, with that, I discovered as an older guy now that, we nourish our bodies.
Yeah.
We need certain elements.
Yeah.
B12,
Vitamin D,
vitamin A,
yeah.
vitamin C,
all that.
all of that. But we don't think about the nourishment of the soul.
Nah. The soul needs forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
That's self-forgiving yourself.
Right.
For when you do wrong.
Right.
The soul needs repentance.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I done wrong and I need to turn away from this. The soul needs love. The soul has to have understanding.
Right.
meaning the people in your world, or the people around you, the people in your circle, y'all have to have some level of understanding for your soul to be at peace.
Right.
Or if not, you'll be in a toxic environment.
The male ain't never been able to not contradict himself. God is not the author of confusion, but man is. Man has been speaking with a forked tongue. Right? So we ain't gonna blame this on those cyborgs. We're not gonna blame this and say this sucker here has been cloned or nothing. That's the male. They speak with forked tongues. Right? That's what they do. And once we finish listening to them, we're going to go and see what the males in the comment section think. Are they in agreement with this? Because if they agree with this thought process, right, which I can guarantee you that they do, and they saying, man, he right, he telling the truth, blah, blah, blah. This tells you who you sleeping with. This tells you who you're trying to build a quote-unquote relationship with. And ladies, how does this help you? Oh, baby, wait till he get ready to say what he finna get ready to say. Wait until he says what he's about to get ready to say.
Turmoil.
Right.
Without understanding.
I was in turmoil.
Yeah.
I was directionally out in this world. And let me tell you, I was dating this girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have been dating nobody. Right there, he shouldn't have been dating nobody. Right? Because this person is totally in chaos, commotion, lost, empty, and wants to kill or be killed. And in this state of existence, he's dating a woman who doesn't realize that her life is actually in danger by being around this cat. She was playing a high risk game being his girlfriend.
And her parents were, you know how the story go. Good girls like bad guys. Right?
You goddamn right they do. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
Right.
Look at his face. They like it. Now, by y'all still dealing with them, right? Don't let nobody tell you no different. Good girls like bad guys. By you still dealing with them, you reward bad behavior. You reward bad behavior because they think that you like that. They think this is what you want because this is what gets them their ultimate reward, which is sex. Beautiful women, dealing with them, you do the world a complete disservice. Because they're telling you how degenerate they are. Casually up here, as if this is only men listening to them. Right? They don't think that Princella will come behind and use their own confessions as evidence for my teachings to you. They don't think like this. They're openly telling you that they are empty, that they're practically demons on the inside. And they relish at the fact that you will still deal with them even though they're that low. And then you wonder why you run around here feeling bad about being a heterosexual because the way I talk about it and say something wrong with you after I show you all this and you still want to deal with them. I keep telling you, if you want to deal with them after you hear all this, it's because you just like them. You just as empty. You're on the same vibration they're on. You have to be. There's no way that you can't be. Because there should be no reason that at that state you should have any access to vagina.
Girl's father had a conversation with me, and he told me, look, he asked me first, he's like, So what are your college plans? Where you going? First of all, I barely graduated high school.
You didn't know what the fuck to say.
I told this nigga Duke.
I barely graduated high school and I told him Duke. This what he tell the girl's father. But listen to this. Listen to this.
I told this nigga I was going to Duke.
You were lying.
I was lying, but I didn't even know it. I didn't even know
You need-
the credentials it took to get in there. That's how far I was going.
Yeah, I would have told him, say, get this nigga out of my house.
That's what he did.
Yeah, get
That's
out of
what-
here right now. Little lying motherfucker. You ain't going no goddamn Duke. Nigga, you know what kind of grades you got to have to get in Duke. Say, Tess, come get this nigga out of here. Yeah, walk him to the car right now.
And that's what happened, man. That was a wrap for me.
Yeah, you in there lying. Instead of just saying, man, I don't know, sir. I don't know which direction to go. I'm just going to be fucking your daughter. And I might get her pregnant. But I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
But he told me.
Look, this is the real thoughts. This is the real. Just tell him the truth. I don't know where I'm going with my life. I'm just gonna be fucking your daughter, and I might get her pregnant, right? This is them. This is who they are.
He said,
And then you wonder why they call y'all dumb. You can have all of the degrees that you want. This the reason why they don't respect you. Because you're dumb. You really are dumb. And they see you because you'll still deal with them. No matter how messed up they are. You so smart, but you fall for the childish games that they run on you. This is why they don't respect you. You got all of that innate power that the Creator bestowed upon you as woman. And you are naturally higher than them, and they know it. And you still fall for dumb stuff. You'll still sleep with them being nasty. You'll still sleep with them being abusive. You'll still sleep with them being dumb. You still sleep with them no matter what. And then all they got to do is tell you a little lie and you believe it. And then you wonder why they dog you the way they do. But you don't want to see the truth though.
my daughter's going to school, and y'all need to part. She needs to concentrate on her books, and I don't know where you're going in life, but this ain't the direction for you. And he told me straight up, if you love my daughter, you like my daughter. If you don't, stop talking to my daughter. I'm not paying her tuition, and I swear to you on that. So if you care for her, you let her slide.
Man, fuck that tuition. We finna get pregnant as fuck. Yeah, we can't make responsible decisions right now, sir. I don't know what the hell you talking about. I'm finna sneak and fuck 'em.
So
Listen, just listen. Just listen.
that's driving my anger even deeper.
Well,
Because I'm hearing that from a man too.
Well, that's a level of rejection.
Right.
See, we naturally feel rejected when our fathers aren't around.
Right.
In our mind, we create the reasonings why he's not here, right? So that's why most young boys, that's why most black boys can't deal with rejection.
Right.
Telling them no, man.
Listen, I want y'all to hear this, y'all. So not only did he say that most young niggas now, this is what he said, most young niggas now are walking around here empty and wanting to kill or be killed. And they walking around angry, but they can't take rejection cause they daddy. They feel rejected when they daddy ain't there. Right. But he also told the kids, he also say, fuck them kids. They ain't shit. Them kids ain't shit. This what he said. Listen to the pathology, y'all. We got to start to learn to really listen to people and not just let them keep talking. Listen. They running around here not liking rejection already. And then here you come as a woman walking up to an empty person who wants to kill or be killed, who's angry and don't like rejection, and then you tell him no, that you don't want to give him your phone number or you don't want to accept flowers, and then he kills you on a bus, right? Because you turn him down. I need you to realize, baby, they telling you. But be thankful for the internet, y'all. Because these are typically locker room discussions. But they will lie to you in the public domain if they're talking to you as women. They will gaslight you. They will try to make you think that you're wrong in your assessment and then go right back into another space talking to a male just to confirm everything that you thought was happening. Stop listening to men with the intent to believe a word that come out of their mouth. Stop listening to them. Learn to listen to yourself. Learn to believe your own eyes. Learn to think critically.
It's a trigger.
Right.
It becomes a red flag.
Right.
And so all it does is further add fuel to the fire of you wanting to hurt another black male. Let me just say that.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to say black person, then you say black male. No. You just want to hurt another person because femicide rates are sky high in the black community. So it ain't just another person. They want to take their frustration out on women because, like you said, they feel rejected by their daddy who ain't been there, and they'll start creating the reasons why. The default reason why in their mind is because of their mama. It's because of their mama. It's because of this black bitch that did something. That's where it goes.
For sure.
Especially someone in the form of a male authority figure.
Right.
You start to resent and hate. It can be the nigga in the training class on the job.
Right.
And if he seemed like he got authoritative presence, or he try to tell you, man, you need to get here on time next time.
Fuck this
now you ready to quit the job.
Right.
Every job you get, when a male says something to you, ready to quit or buck him.
Right.
That's your resentment.
Listen, they can't even go to work without trying to buck up on somebody, so you can't even stay at your job. Ladies, this is what you're dealing with when you get in relationships and then you wonder why your life is a living hell. You wonder why your life is a living hell, and look at who you're building relationships with. They telling you all of this gunk that's inside. Listen to them. The reason why you should listen to me about men is because I've studied men. These are not my opinions, right? And I take you into the male's world to show you. I bring you peer-reviewed research. We analyze them and they pathology live with no cut, right? Do not listen to a chick about no male who has a vested interest in defending him, who has a vested interest in upholding the patriarchy. You do not listen to a chick who only regurgitates male talking points. She has no capability of seeing them for who they are. And she has a vested interest, whether she got sons or whether she got a penis that she riding. She has a vested interest in protecting his identity because he is a part of her identity. So she's virtually protecting herself.
For your father.
For sure.
Yeah. And if somebody can help us identify that as kids, homie, our process of trying to get past that as young boys and young men would be a lot easier.
Right.
Would be a whole lot easier. We could take more direction from the coach on the football team. we can listen more to the male teacher that's trying to tell us something in college.
They don't want to listen to nobody. So they tell you, but they letting you know that they don't want to even listen to men. She want me to go all the way downstairs to the car to go get this figurine. Ma'am, we will get that figurine tomorrow, okay? Okay. What about this attracts you? Tell me. What about this conversation? Forget how they look. Their looks are irrelevant. Let's just pretend you don't even see them. Based on the conversation, what about this conversation would make you attracted and want to be and build a relationship with these guys? What about this conversation have you heard that makes you want to run and jump in their arms and jump in the bed and chase them for marriage? Because, baby, it ain't just them that think like this. Charleston White got a whole following that agree with what he say. And let me tell you about people who agree with you. Agreement, when a person is agreeing with you, they're not agreeing with you. They are agreeing with their own thoughts. You just so happen to be speaking their thoughts. If a person is agreeing with you, it is because they feel and they believe that themselves. They're not agreeing with a point, even if it's logical, rational, and actually correct. They will disagree with it, even if it's logical, rational, and correct, because they do not hold that belief themselves. So if men are agreeing with him, it is because that those are their own thoughts being spoken out loud. So whose boyfriends and husbands are in the comment section saying Charleston is 100% right? Huh? Or did they agree with him? Or the Fresh and Fit guys, or Kevin Samuels, or any of it. You know who you sleeping with based on who they agree with. You know who you're sleeping with based on who they agree with.
Right. But because of our displaced anger, because of our hurt, because of our resentment, because of us feeling abandoned, because we feel unloved, we close every other man out going forward if he can't relate to us with the bullshit.
Listen. They close out every male. They don't want to listen to no male unless he resonates with them on the BS. Unless the male is agreeing with them and resonates with them on BS, they ain't listening to no other dude. But then they will get out here and blame the women. They will not take accountability themselves, but they will sit here and let you know that they only want somebody to support the degenerate level that they're on. And they won't listen to no male or no authority, and they blame their mother, though. But he just sat up here and said, if the father's not there, they already feel rejected. But they out here blaming the mother. And unaliving women because of all of this negative energy that exists within them.
If he relate with the bullshit, we'll latch on to him.
Right.
But if he try to correct us in our bullshit, we'll resent him.
Right. Right.
If he try to correct us, we gonna resent him. If he tries to correct us on the BS, we gonna resent him. We don't like nobody. We feel rejected. We're angry. We want to kill or be killed, and we don't want no man trying to correct us. We only want to deal with the man that's going to relate to us and support the BS. Do what he's saying. Now, he ain't in quote unquote character mode. Like they want to say he just be saying stuff. Wait a minute. This Charleston serious tone. This is serious tone. And he telling you. He telling you and y'all agreeing with it. But tell a woman anything, right? To avoid the truth, to have her running around in circles. This is why you don't listen to them.
That's what we got, and that's what we dealing with most young black boys that we encounter.
Right.
He ain't never had a nigga holler at him.
Exactly.
You better not holler at him. He'll shoot you, nigga. He don't know how to take that.
Right.
He'll shoot you if you holler at him.
Right.
He don't know how to receive it.
Right.
So he'll attack it.
Didn't I tell you they are emotionally reactive? They are emotionally reactive. And they get up here and try to tell you that it's women. Oh, he acting like a bee. It's women. No. They branded all of the male's negative features as traits of women, when these are actually traits of males. An overly emotional person is not acting like a female. He's acting like a male. This is the male's natural behavior. Being emotionally controlled and governed is a trait of the feminine, because the feminine is more emotionally expressive. Being emotionally reactive means that you come across stimuli, and instead of thinking thinking before you respond, you just pop off. That is a trait of the male. He's acting like a male, not a female. And by society branding all of the male's negative traits as the female, this makes them hate women even more. This makes them hate women even more because as their natural behavioral patterns, which are of the male, when they start seeing themselves act like this, they think that they're acting like women, which makes them hate themselves and women, instead of seeing these as negative traits of being an unevolved male. Because the male would have to control and govern his natural reactive mode and become more responsive to elevate into manhood. He would have to do that. But because they believe that these traits are of women, it makes them displace or misdirect their energy towards the one that they've been taught to despise and they've been taught to hate.
And I'm glad you're able to explain that and go back to your life, homie, and walk yourself to where you at. We need to hear this as black men.
Right.
Yeah, we need to hear this, especially on these social media platforms.
And so, again, I realized that now,
yeah,
that I was empty. I had no nourishment of the soul, no nourishment of that those vitamins that are essential to the soul.
Yeah.
and you
Those spiritual nutrients.
right.
Yeah.
And eventually, if you don't get them, guess what? If you don't get certain nutrients, you're gonna starve to death.
You're gonna decay.
Right. And that's what I did spiritually.
And so
I decayed.
that's why a lot of niggas become so promiscuous sexually.
Right.
They empty. That's why niggas fuck. That's all niggas.
Now, they letting you know that they empty. They telling you that they empty. And as a woman who naturally has resources, you naturally hold resources. When you try to build a relationship with a person who is empty and you have something in you, by the science of homeostasis and diffusion, sweetheart, it's inevitable that there's going to be an energy transfer from a more full vessel to the empty vessel. But since the male is a bottomless pit, the energy never reaches homeostasis. So it just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling until the vessel that they pulling from becomes empty itself. This is what this is who y'all getting in relationships with. Empty vessels who know that they're empty. And I ask you again, if you love yourself as a woman and you so high, after I done taught you, after I done showed you all the stuff that I done showed you, and you still find yourself attracted to them, it says more about you than it says about them, because you have to be on the same negative frequency for you to still want to deal with this. You have to be, because like attracts like.
Because they empty on the inside.
Right. Right.
And the only source of feeling good is having an orgasm.
That's it. That's it. The only source, they so empty that the only source of feeling good is having an orgasm. Right? And then guess what they do? They use you. And the woman thinks in her delusional mind that she can just go have sex with a guy and it just be that. She wants to try to do the same thing that he does, not realizing you letting a demon defile your body, because you really think it's same. It ain't no same. Ain't no same. There's a direct energy transfer that happens right here. And the energy does not transfer in a positive way to the woman. Nope. He injects all his demons into you. Everything that's going on in his mind, all of that emptiness, all of that, that's injected into you. And then you wonder why your life looked the way it looked. You wonder why you depressed. You wonder why you feel the way you feel. Think about who you sleeping with.
That's why niggas fuck, fight, fuck.
Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you that? What you gonna do with them?
Fight, fuck. It ain't nothing in between, homie, damn near till they 40, 50 years old.
Look. And ain't nothing in them damn near till they 40, 50 years old. And you sitting up here thinking just because he's 40 that, maybe he done got all this sex out of his system. You really think it's just sowing wild oats when, baby, it's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. And then you wonder why this 40, 50-year-old still ain't got it together and he still act like a child. Because, sweetheart, you are rolling on faulty programming and you don't know who you dealing with. You don't know what's going on inside of them. And everything that's going on inside of them gets injected into you, sugar pie. They pull on your energy. And they empty, so they fucking fight. Sex and fight, sex and fight.
And you know what? That expression that, that's cold. That's cold-blooded. He cold. A dead body is cold.
That's that emptiness.
Yeah, a dead body is cold.
That's that nigga walking around empty. When you look in his eyes, you can't connect. That's
Right.
that empty soul.
Right.
He's just a shell of a man.
He just a shell. Empty soul, shell. And they still getting with women. And then you wonder why they sit up here and call you ran through. And they say your value drop. Then you wonder why they say your value drop after a man touch you. This why? Because they notice about themselves. They notice about themselves. And you up here thinking that you can jump from cock to cock, right? Cock to cock, because you think it's cool. This is a fundamental difference between males and females. This is a fundamental difference because this is not how the woman acts. You have to drag the woman down. You got to really do a whole lot of stuff to make the woman act like this. Like you have to actually prostitute the child, a female child. And she has to be sexually abused over and over and over again before she gets a mentality like this. Where it's sex and fight, where she finds solace in sex. You have to physically abuse or sexually abuse a girl for her mind to get screwed into sex for solace. But for the male to do this, sweetie, it don't take nothing but his quote unquote daddy not being there. It don't take nothing but for him to feel rejected. Fragile. All it takes for him is to feel rejected for him to get into this mentality.
Yeah, he hurt everybody everywhere he go.
That's right.
That's that empty soul.
That's right. And that's the Empty Man Podcast.
Yeah, I would say, well, shit, man, how that nigga come up with the Empty Man Podcast? Right. And it was so deep, I couldn't even think into it until you started explaining it to me.
Right.
Yeah, so it make a lot of sense. Most of us are empty till we meet a good woman.
Woo! Most of us are empty until we meet a good woman. Ladies, let's go back to him saying, my definition of love, it ain't what you can give, it's what you can take. It ain't what you can give, it's what you can take. And our mothers took a lot. Then what'd he say? Because they don't have shit to give. The male is not coming to you to give you anything because they're empty until they meet you. Listen to me. 41 Shades of Men, the pursuit to subdue and use you. He just said it out of his own mouth. Most men are empty until they meet a good woman, which tells you that if you empty, you ain't coming with nothing. They ain't bringing nothing to the table. They not coming to give you nothing. They're coming to take from you because they're empty. And they look for you to get them everything. Listen to me. I ain't fabricated nothing. All you got to do is let them talk. They can't prove me wrong. But you got silly people out here thinking that they're going to prove me wrong. You cannot prove me wrong. You can try. You can talk all the cash money caca you want, but you cannot prove me wrong. Because anybody with sense that listen to my show, you can't deny it. The only reason that you would even deny it is because you have a vested interest in protecting some male. Whether it's the one that came out your woo-ha or it's the one you laid up with. You have a vested interest in protecting the male. So you don't want to see the truth, but you cannot prove this truth wrong. You can deny it, absolutely, but you cannot prove it wrong.
Right.
Most niggas walking around, we empty in a motherfucker, homie, till we meet a good woman.
Right. He said it again. He said it again. Most of us walking around here empty until we meet a good woman. And then you wonder why, ladies, you end up drained. You wonder why you end up damaged, used, and abused. Because they come to use you because they ain't got nothing inside of them. They don't have nothing inside of them. And they approach you with the intent to drain you of the energy that you have. He's sitting up here saying that. If you ain't got the 41 Shades of Men, the pursuit to subdue and use you, go ahead and get it. It's on Audible. Get it on Audible. You can get it on Amazon, or you can get it from my website.
And then that's when we start to try to live and thrive as men.
Right.
So that's why all good men need a great woman.
Right.
Listen. He say this why all good men need a great woman. Listen. Even with all this violence, chaos, and emptiness, they still call themselves good men. Listen to me. That's why y'all need to stop listening to dudes talk about good man and y'all pass over the good men. Listen, they live in a land of delusion. You heard Charleston talk about children ain't good to their parents, so fuck them kids. They ain't shit, and they don't come before the spouse. But then when he got ready to talk about himself, he say ain't no bad kids, right? Now, after talking about all this emptiness, all this chaos and commotion that lives within them, he turns around and calls them good men. Every good man needs a great woman. Y'all hear it coming out they own. You hear it coming from them. God is not the author of confusion, but man is. Let me show you how to listen to a person. All you got to do is bring me the footage, because I'll dissect this stuff all the way to the lowest possible denominator. Don't you listen to him. Just bring him to me.
For him to be great, he can be good, but he'll never be great by himself.
Right.
He can be good, but he'll never be great by himself. He got to have a woman. Listen, he can be good, but he'll never be great because he got to have a woman in order to be great. but they still call themselves good even when they are totally reckless and empty on the inside. So don't you listen to no dude talk about no good man. It's irrelevant. It's a null point. Ain't no point. They delusional. They are psychopaths.
Woman.
Right, for sure.
You got to have a partner. You have to have some companionship, because your partner and your companionship remind you of how great you are.
Right.
I told you. He say your partner will remind you of how great you are. I told you that men use women as mirrors to themselves, and that the reason why these dudes cannot stand a woman saying the exact same thing that they say about themselves is because he needs her. It ain't a want. He absolutely needs her to see him in a way that he don't see himself, because if she doesn't, he will not have any hope in himself. He needs her to rescue him from his own fuckery. This is why they go apeshit crazy if a woman tell them who the fuck they are. Baby, I am undefeated. Y'all do not even have a ground to stand on trying to address me. Y'all don't even have nowhere to go. Y'all just want my attention because you ain't qualified for this.
Won't.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's why choosing the right partner to have in life, whether that's your friends, whether that's the right motherfucker to sit next to in class, because you get to pick your seat sometimes.
You ain't gonna do nothing but sit next to the person you can cheat off their paper. You gonna want to sit next to the smartest kid in the school, not because you want to learn nothing from them. No, because you want to copy off of their damn homework. You want to copy off their tests. Right? What's wrong with them? Y'all, this is who y'all be chasing, talking about marry me. Do you see how crazy you sound? I want you to see how crazy you look. Because you know you done dated dudes this. Listen, he say most of them walking around here empty. He didn't say some. He didn't say a few. He said most. Until they find a good woman. And then y'all wonder why y'all all had the same damn experiences. This is why an empty motherfucker can't do nothing but make you empty. A person who is looking to kill or be killed can't do nothing but make your life a living hell. He is walking hell, and you just let hell come right in your damn house. Right? I bring you heaven, baby. You saw it. You saw it yesterday. I bring you heaven. They bring you hell, and you be begging for them to bring you hell, just to turn around and cry about it. Now, for everybody who always ask me, Princella, what video should I give or let somebody watch if I'm first introducing them to them? This one right here. Bring them to this one right here. This one right here, nail in the coffin.
And where you choose to sit at in class, homie, will determine, what you get out of class.
And I don't think we get as black folks too. Your friends and especially your relationship is the greatest investment you're gonna make in life. It may not be a financial. It is a financial.
They determine your
investment.
outcome.
It does.
Yeah, if you
It
want to
does.
know where you're going, look at your 5 closest friends.
Right.
Do that every 6 months. Look at your 5 closest friends. Y'all go
tell
out.
you everything you need to
y'all
know.
go out to eat, go get drunk, have fun, and you just sit and look at them motherfuckers.
Right.
Yeah, just sit and look at them and say, man, why I'm with
You'll
her?
see your future.
Why I'm with him? Why? And do it. Y'all get drunk and see how they all act drunk. Then you ain't got a raise on your job.
Right.
Yeah. Go look at your friends and then look in the mirror and then everything else will add up.
Right. So I had a, you know, my childhood wasn't all bad. I don't want to make it seem like that, you know.
Yeah, we don't know it be bad because we were
Right.
born into it.
Correct.
Yeah, you
Correct.
can be born into hell and you don't know that's hell till you grow up.
And one thing I want you to, we'll talk about off camera, but one of the good things in my life that sticks out is I had a chance to go to a camp.
Yeah.
It was kind of a
It wasn't Sandusky camp. But
nah.
Where was he at? He wasn't
That's
up
Penn
here.
State.
Okay, that's Penn State. I'm
That's
sorry.
Penn State.
I'm thinking that's Duke. My bad, Duke.
No, but I got to go to this camp, and it was it's outdoors. You know, we learned how
Nature.
Right, nature.
Yeah.
And man, those were some of the best, most memorable times of my childhood. And I was one of very few black boys there. And I hate that.
Camp Carter. Sound like Camp Carter. Every
Never
year
heard
they
of
go
that.
take some kids. It's one in Fort Worth, very expensive camp. So it'd be like $1,000 a week, homie, for
Wow, that's
it's
crazy.
very expensive, but you go shoot the bow and arrow, you go canoe.
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah.
you go do all the
We
shit.
did all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's gonna create a lifetime memory.
Right.
Yeah,
Man, and the last day I would cry every time I would leave there.
yeah.
Seriously.
Because you got to go back. Cause now you get to see something outside your world. You see where you come from. This really ain't normal.
Right. Right.
You get to go somewhere where when you wake up, your money's still in your pocket.
Right. Exactly.
You didn't have to fight.
Right.
You was
There's no
trying to
fights.
fight. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You
Right.
might have been trying to fight, but you don't have to fight in this world.
Right.
Back there, you have to fight.
Right.
So when you get to compare the two worlds, homie, some people strive to want to move toward that world, or they go back in that world and become worse because
Right.
they realize I ain't got this.
Right.
So it's good for some and then it's bad for others.
Right.
To see that just once a year.
Right. Yeah.
It becomes a stark reminder that, man, I'm living in some conditions that's not good. And as a kid begins to become aware of that, that's what make a nigga start selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what make children start getting involved in crime. That's where the financial aspect of committing crimes comes in for children living in poverty. They start to become aware. Most children who grow up in poverty, they don't know they poor.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't know they poor.
Right.
When they start to realize their conditions, that's when children become dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
They understand their conditions.
Right.
Is that when children become dangerous, or is that when males become dangerous? Is that when children become dangerous? Is that when males become dangerous? Right. That sound like a male thing.
Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Children aren't supposed to know evil.
Right.
Poverty shows children evil.
Mm-hmm.
And look what it's producing.
Yeah.
These ain't single parent households plays a great part in what we see in the criminal elements of our society. But poverty plays a greater part.
Yeah.
Poverty plays a way greater part, homie. Being poor and then realizing you're poor,
Yeah.
understanding you're poor. Most grown folks are depressed poor. So imagine a kid gaining an understanding of their conditions. What would that do?
With an undeveloped brain.
Yeah, so that's the big sister or the big brother who realize that their mother is on drugs, and they go out to sell candy. They go out to cut yard to bring that food, that money back home to buy Pampers for their younger siblings, to buy milk for their younger siblings because their mother is on drugs. They're not doing this to buy candy. They're not doing this to buy a video game. They literally are doing this as children, going to the store and purchase Pampers and milk to bring home because their mother is on drugs.
Right.
A lot of our friends was in that condition.
Mm-hmm.
It was guys like me who was coming along selling drugs just to sell drugs for fun.
Right, me too.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when a child becomes aware of the conditions, that's when it becomes dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's why our children are so dangerous right now, homie. They are aware of their condition.
Right.
My mother, if she couldn't pay the bills, we didn't know she couldn't pay the bills.
Right.
If my mother wanted to fuck, we didn't know she was fucking.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We never became aware until we got older and started looking at our life in hindsight.
You know, he grew up in obviously the same town, right?
Mm-hmm.
His father committed suicide in the backyard. He had to climb up the tree and cut his father down at 12 years old. He had to cut his
He
hanging father.
wasn't gonna ever be right. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't no counseling he could get.
Yeah.
Unless he met another person that discovered their father dead. It wasn't nothing you can give to a kid that have to climb up a tree and cut his daddy down.
Right.
That's his hero hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, the world get dark.
Right.
The world will get dark.
And you know, I looked at him as my big homie. He was maybe 4 or 5 years older than me. He wasn't that much older than me.
Yeah.
But he's the first one to put that pack in my hand. Told me that school wasn't shit, you know.
Look. Listen. Look who they be looking up to. Listen. His friend, he looked up to his friend who actually had a father. Listen. This dude had a stepdaddy in the house, and his friend had a father in the house. I want y'all to hear this because they blame this stuff on single mothers. They blame women. This dude had a stepfather. The boy that he looked up to had a daddy, and the boy that he looked up to is the dude that put the drugs in his hand and told him fuck school. But somehow this is the women's fault. Somehow this is the fault of women. Tell me, am I tweaking? Am I making up stuff, right? Or is this real? Like you can't make this up because baby, we done been going for 30 minutes and all they did, both of them, all they did was prove that everything that I be saying is correct. But not only did they prove that what I'm saying is correct, these dudes have had males in the house. They said, fuck the men. And the boys, they looked up to encourage them to sell drugs and get out of school. The mama had to stop him from going to kill the stepdaddy. It was the mama that stopped him. They're jealous because mama got a boyfriend. Please make this make sense. How this is the fault of women somehow.
And honestly,
He wasn't lying, but you know, education is something, but school ain't shit.
Right.
Yeah, education is it though, not school. But go ahead.
Well, at least we got something here. Charleston White also say education, right? Education. Lapeef Network. He say education is important. And I kept telling y'all education was important, right? And I said education encompassed everything. It ain't just about going to a university. It's about experience, right? Life experience. It's about books, periodicals, knowledge, and higher level university knowledge or college, school, right? Listen, they do all the work for me, y'all. They do the work for me. All I got to do is present the information, and they just, all they got to do, they gonna do all the work.
Anyway, he knew he could see that I was looking for
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as I call it. Yeah,
right.
Come out into them streets bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Look, so we blame all the women as if ain't no men there. But you say fuck the men who do be there and try to help because you don't care about their authority. But you look up to the men who do the degenerate stuff. You only listen to them. And now you out there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, can't wait to be around a bunch of men selling dope. You can't make this up, y'all. But let them try to dog women. Let them tell it. It ain't no men around, and it's all the women that made these males like this. But they run straight into the arms of other males that support their degeneracy and have resentment for the males who try to steer them right. This one even tried to kill the dude, all because the dude said he needed to take out the trash. Listen to me. Listen. Stop listening to these fools, yo. Stop taking their ass seriously. Stop losing sleep behind these dudes. Because you just being dumb at this point.
Ready for it all.
Right. And to be honest with you, when the other homies were around, they would kind of treat me like shit because I'm the new nigga on the block. I'm young.
Yeah, and he taking a liking to you.
Right.
Yeah.
But he would only show it when we was by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to see a different side of him when we was by ourselves.
Yeah.
He was just broken inside. He was selling dope on his mama's porch.
I gotta finish working, okay? Give me a kiss. Okay, bye. Close my door. Mama, close my door. Thank you. Wait, listen.
And listen, I'm thinking, that he's doing big things,
That nigga was selling dope off his mama porch. Listen. So y'all facilitate these dudes why are males here? If this is what they gonna be doing, why the hell are they on the planet? Huh? Make it make sense. Why the hell they on the planet if this is what it is?
He would only show it when we was by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to see a different side of him when we was by ourselves.
Yeah.
He was just broken inside. He was selling dope on his mama's porch. And listen.
And the mama letting him sell dope. Yeah. Instead of the mama kicking him out and making him figure it out, she allowed him to sell dope off the porch of her house, right? Just chaotic, destructive, don't want to go to school. But these the leaders. This who everybody need to follow. Right? The black man is a leader, but he need the woman to come and rescue him, because we empty on the inside till we find a good woman, right? But you the leader, and you need her to save you. Boy, these are straight up clowns, right? Who in their right mind is being submissive to this? Who in their right mind is even considering submissiveness to this? Who in their right mind is considering 50-50? Who in their right mind is considering pulling their pants down for this? Who? Who in their right mind? I ain't just asked any who. I said who in their right mind? Nobody.
I'm thinking, you know, that he's doing big things, you know?
Yeah.
I see the cars and the jewelry and stuff like that, but he living at his mama's house. He's selling dope on the same porch, and that's...
So he dude done dropped out of school, you selling dope, but you got jewelry and cars, but you can't get your own place to sell dope out of. You gotta sell it at your mama house. Man, you cannot make this up, yo. You got jewelry and cars, but you don't have your own place to stay. You staying with your mama. And you think y'all are fit to lead anything when you can't even get your priorities straight? Y'all can't even get y'all priorities straight. Jesus Christ.
Backyard, it's the same house with the same backyard that he cut his father down.
Oh, man.
Yeah, same house. Right?
Yeah. He living his trauma every day.
Every day.
Mentally and psychologically. Nigga, he can't, nigga. Yeah,
Every day.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
He was fucked up.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
Right. And
yeah, I cry for kids like him on the inside, homie. Yeah, I don't shed tears, but my soul weep for kids like that, homies. Yeah, my soul weep for him, homie. Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
So he ended up getting shot. One bullet penetrated his heart, and the other was close range.
Yeah.
After a little John and East Side Boys concert.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why your life is hell, ladies. Right? Listen to the energy. You get to see the frequency of why you get negativity. This is the frequency. Right? All of that wicked, all of that emptiness, all of that darkness, right? And he goes and he gets shot at a Lil Jon and the East Side Boys concert, which is more negative, rotten, low energy, right? And you're sleeping with this. You are trying to date this. And then you turn around and cry and wonder why your life is in the garbage. This is why. This is why.
Charlie.
Yeah.
And I realized that he wasn't a man when he died. You know, as if I think back, he was a boy.
There used to be a term called mental retardation. Mentally retarded.
Yeah.
Most black boys become mentally retarded.
Oh, wait a minute. I know Charleston White did not just say to you the exact same thing that I say to you. Did he just say the same thing that I said about them?
Yeah.
They call it mental health.
Yeah.
But most of us aren't struggling with mental health. We mentally retarded.
Yeah.
Our mental growth stopped due to some traumatic childhood experience.
Yeah.
Some niggas' mental growth stopped when they went to prison. So they went and done 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, and they went in at 19, they came home at 39. They mentally retarded. They 39-year-old men, but they 19 years old mentally because their growth stopped mentally.
Right.
They didn't have the natural progressions that you need in life to grow and evolve for your brain development, right? So a nigga
Now
that,
they know this about themselves. But if a woman verbalizes this, all hell break loose. They'll try to deny it, justify all this, everything. They do not want women to see them for who they really are.
see his mama get killed at 12 years old. Nigga, at times in his life, at times throughout his day, at times in his relationship, there are some things that will occur that will cause him to revert back to being 12, nigga.
Right.
Because the trauma.
And then y'all sitting up here dating dudes, and then you wonder why they act like kids. Because they are. But you date based on genitalia. Your prerequisite is the genitals. And then you see a cute dude, because you don't have the ability to look deeper into him, right? You're attracted to him on some superficial dodo bird stuff. And then you try to build this fantasy illusion around the genitalia, and then you wonder why your life looks like a fucking train wreck. Because you don't even know how to choose a partner. You make your choices on stupid stuff. You literally make your choices based on sex. That's what you make your choices off of. You make your choices based on F-U-C-K-N. Effing. It ain't based on nothing higher level, because if it was, if your mating selection was based on anything higher, you would not be dealing with these guys. But you are.
You might say something, you might do something. This nigga might go back to that situation when he saw his mama dead and them same feelings.
He would flip out,
Man,
and
that's
for nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So how a nigga grow past that, home? What in life can help you recover from cutting your daddy down?
And what can a woman get from that if he can't be helped and he will always be in this traumatic whirlwind? What could he do for a woman? She is destined. She is destined for hell with him. She is destined to live a life full of hell. These guys should not even be with women, but women do not know their value. And they are making decisions off of sex.
How can you get that out your mind?
Right.
A kid ain't supposed to see that. It's no different than a little girl molested from when she's 5 till she's 12.
Right.
And then she get molested again. Then she get raped.
Right.
In college.
Right.
How she get past that? What medication? What?
Well, there is a process to get past this. Absolutely. But y'all don't have no concept of it. You don't have a concept of love. This concept works to heal trauma like that. And it's a few people who have verbalized how their traumatic experiences that mirror those that you just talked about, they were able to overcome a lot of that through this process. Oh yeah, it can be done. Y'all just don't have no concept of it because you don't know how you feel on the inside. You don't know how to express yourself. All y'all know how to do is react and bury shit. That's it.
Therapy, what counseling session can get that person past that, where it don't reoccur in life again, mentally and psychologically on the inside? How you take that out of your dreams when you go to sleep?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Homie, you got to, that's when life, you got to find a God.
Mm-hmm.
Or you will die like he died, homie.
Right.
You'll stay right there. You'll never be able to get past that experience. You'll never be able to get past that pain. You'll never be
Listen to him. Never. You will never get past it. If you are dating a male who has had something traumatic happen and he cannot get past it, you are volunteering to live a life full of hell. You are volunteering to live a life full of hell. Because they letting you know ain't no recovery for them.
past that trauma, and it's like having a thorn in your side till you die. You'll never be healed. You can never find no healing.
You can never find no healing. So since you ain't never gonna find it, then why try? Just turn to a woman, have sex, and use her, because that's basically what this whole thing said. He done already said it. F and fight, right? When they empty. Most men are empty until they find a good woman. So since they ain't never going to heal the trauma, this is coming out of his mouth. Something traumatic like that. Since it's never going to happen. And all they do is F and fight, or definitely for sure F, to relieve that stress. And they empty until they meet a good woman. Listen, sweetheart, you are voluntarily signing up for a life full of hell.
I'm thankful my life I ain't seen nothing like that, homie.
Right.
My life been about wrong choices.
Right.
My life haven't been about trauma. I don't know trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't lost close people. I ain't lost friends to gangbanging. I didn't lose friends to the streets. Although life is about losses, life isn't about winning.
Right.
That's the biggest misconception about winning. No, nigga, life is about learning how to lose. When you first get to this world, you're gonna lose your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
As you begin to leave this world, you're gonna lose your hair.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose your mama. You're gonna lose your father. You might lose your eyesight. You might lose your ability to walk. Life is about learning how to lose, nigga, and overcome losses.
Right.
Shit ain't about winning.
Yeah.
So they teach us wrong, right? It's some losses, homie, you ain't gonna never be able to overcome. Who teach us how to deal with that loss?
Right.
Meaning that 12-year-old boy having to climb up that tree and cut his daddy down.
Mm-hmm.
You overcome that loss by finding other kids who the same thing.
Right.
And you help them overcome it since you can't overcome it. That's how you get over yours. You go help somebody else get over theirs. And in the process of you teaching and showing them how to overcome theirs, it helps you deal with yours.
And man, I I thought he was the biggest, baddest motherfucker around.
Yeah.
You know, at the time. And I thought that was masculinity. You understand?
Yeah.
He was a staple. You know?
Look who they be looking up to. They choose, listen, they choose who they look up to as masculines, as what they think is masculine. Because the guy, the stepdaddy, he wanted to kill him for saying that he had to take out the trash. Right? But they look up to the guys that are doing degenerate stuff. That's who they see as masculine. Somehow this is the woman's fault, though. Somehow this is the woman's fault because the male is bonding with what he identifies within himself. Somehow this is the woman's fault, though.
So
A broken boy was your poster child for masculinity.
right.
Frederick Douglass said, it is much easier to create strong children than it is to repair broken men. We got all these broken men around.
And they all seem to be getting women. But all these broken men, which Charleston say most of them are mentally retarded, most of them are empty, and now you're saying they broken, and you also labeled them all as good men. Somehow these motherfuckers got women. Somehow these motherfuckers got women. And I'm supposedly the enemy for telling you to stay away from all these dudes that he say are broken, empty, and mentally retarded. But then they tell you to choose better. How the hell you supposed to choose better amongst all of this gunk if it ain't choosing yourself? If it's not choosing yourself, how the hell you supposed to make a choice out of all this gunk that they all are agreeing with? See, listen, they gonna stop talking. They gonna have to voluntarily stop talking on these podcasts because they gonna be scared that Princella gonna expose them with their own words. They gonna just stop talking. Hey man, I think the podcast game done dried up. Man, this bitch keep making videos on our shit. We giving up all the game. That's the only reason why she's able to write this book, because of us. They just gonna bow out.
Broken, empty men, and we don't have no strong children.
Right.
Who grows up to replace these empty, broken men.
We don't need to replace the empty, broken men. No, we just need to let them go somewhere. Let them go somewhere. What they here for? If they empty and they broken, that means they have no value to add to society. All they could do is be terrorists to society. That's all they can do. All they can do is be a goddamn terrorist. So what the hell they here for? This the reason why the bees kicked their ass out of the colony. This is the reason why the bees kicked their ass out the colony, because what you here for? You can't do nothing. Y'all ain't nothing but goddamn terrorists. But then supposedly it's the women that's messing up the community. You got all these emotionally reactive, mentally retarded males who are empty, per the words of Charleston White and the guy that he's talking to, where they're synergistically in agreement with each other, right? Supposedly The woman is the destroyer of the community, though. When they are the walking, ticking time bombs and the terrorists, at their own mouth, they the damn terrorists. How? Right? If they empty and they ain't got nothing to do, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. The devil is a liar and the truth ain't in him. Who fits those two doggone quotes? Just who? An idle mind is a devil's workshop. The devil is a liar and the truth ain't in him.
It's a cycle we keep repeating.
Right. And I love this dude like a brother, you know? Again, I looked up to him.
Yeah.
And he's so dope. This is what I looked up to. A nigga that's so dope on his mama's porch. That's what I looked up to.
Yeah, I used to look up to a nigga that used to pimp and kick hoes' ass. Yeah, I used to wake up in the middle of the night, hear my uncle whoop his hoe. And in 3-4 hours, I'm finna get up and go to school.
Right. Listen. Listen to. What need to be said about that? What need to be said about that? But you've been taught to glorify this. This is what you've been taught to glorify, right?
My mama be at the door saying, Wayne, don't do them girls like that. Stop. He had the door in there locked.
Listen, his mama was around while his daddy was pimping women. Listen, the mama tell the daddy, stop treating the girls like that. What kind of family structure he grew up in where the mama is right there while the husband pimping girls? This the black community though. Huh? But the daddy was in there doing this, but let it be said, it's because ain't no daddy in the house. And in each one of these situations, there was a male in the house. For Charleston, for this dude and the dude who had to cut his daddy down, they still chose. Look at the life that they chose to live. And a man was in all of their households. Man, this is a joke. This is a joke.
And then when I get out of school, they sitting in the house listening to Anita Baker, smoking weed, getting ready to go hoe and pimp.
Right.
Like ain't nothing ever happened. So you know, he who controls images controls minds.
Mm-hmm.
He who controls images controls minds. Those are the images that we left with, homie, to see in real life. We didn't get to see Bill Cosby in person.
Right.
Let me take an intermission, okay? Let me get me some more wine, okay? I'm gonna go get me some more wine, and maybe I bring me some blackberries in here, cause this is a joke. I'm serious. Like this is comical. this is crazy. This is crazy, for real.
We didn't get to meet Johnny Cochran.
Right.
Obama didn't come visit our school. So those are the images and the characters that we're left to mimic and portray based on what we see in our community. Niggas on the porch hustling, and we think them some hell of a niggas.
Right.
Yeah, the nigga that kick a woman in her ass and slap her and come to the corner and talk about it was a hell of a nigga.
Listen how they, did you hear what he just said? They look up to the men who do that to women. Right? Now, you looked up to the men who beat and slap women, but most of y'all are empty until you find a good woman. 41 Shades of Men, the pursuit to subdue and use you. Yo, I mean, really? Like, come on. Like, it's really out here in front of your face. Use you, abuse you. The dude that beat on women was cool, right? But they need you, though. They need you to rescue them, but they like to see you beaten. They like to see you hit. And then you wonder why your relationships experiences are garbage. You wonder why your life is full of hell and trauma. Because you've been sold some cockamamie BS. You've been sold some cockamamie BS on your relationships and who you supposed to be building them with. You can't see the lie? You can't see the lie?
I ain't never seen a man get up and go to work. So I ain't never got up and went to work.
I ain't never seen a man get up and go to work. I ain't never seen a man get up and go to work. Look, I'm going to have to give me a snack on that one. I should have got one when I got up the first time. Hold on. I ain't never seen a man get up and go to work. You know why he ain't never seen a man get up and go to work? Because his daddy was living off the bodies and the energies of the girls that he was pimping. So they did all the work while he lived off of their labor. Dope and all that. But somehow, this is all women's fault. Somehow this is the woman's fault.
Right. And I just want to tell young kids out there, when he died, again, I'm thinking he the biggest, baddest motherfucker around, but the nigga across the street don't think so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He bad to me, but he ain't shit to this nigga over here.
Yeah.
And when he died, his service was unusual. I thought I had lost other people in the street earlier, but I wasn't connected to them like this.
Yeah.
And he had the type of service where we took turns shoveling the dirt on the casket.
It was that many people.
It wasn't that many people, but we just was rotating. You take a scoop, his brother take a scoop, somebody else take a scoop.
Yeah.
And to see the dirt start to become more and more, or cover the casket more and more.
He's being submerged in dirt.
Right. And it's one little corner left that you can see of the casket.
Like a nigga saying, man, come on, y'all, don't leave me.
Right. Yeah. And to take that shovel and turn that dirt over.
On that last little corner.
On that last little corner.
That's the last piece of his memory.
Man, it does something to you, you know? And I should never experience them. That was terrible. And I'm trying not to get emotional about it right now.
Yeah.
But, man, the streets ain't hitting on shit, you know?
Cold thing about it, nigga.
And so, home is a woman. That safe space is of a woman. It's of the feminine. So, the male is too retarded to see that ain't shit in the streets and to not bring the wickedness of the streets into the home. But that's what he does. He takes that chaotic energy and he brings it into a woman's life. And women sitting up here looking for you sitting up here being totally delusional. You want the soft life, but you looking for an empty male to give you something that he can't give you. You looking for him to give you something that he don't have. His life is hard, but you want to leave your soft area, step down, go to a male that's living a hard life, who don't even have it soft himself, and ask him to produce a soft life for you. I want you to realize how delusional you are. You've been taught to hate everything soft and praise everything hard, but while you craving everything you've been taught to hate. I want you to hear how the matrix really got you jacked up. You want the soft life. Anything soft is feminine. You got hardware and you got software on your doggone computer. Your computer is actually the hardware, the monitor. That's the hardware. Right? The hardware. Right? But that software, that's the feminine piece to it. You've been taught to hate everything soft, praise that which is hard, and then crave everything you've been taught to hate, which is soft. I just want you to see how you'd have been totally jacked up in this life.
It's a cold game.
The coldest part is nigga be out here in these streets doing it how he doing it. And when we die, we got to borrow money to leave Earth. Our family is in a position where they got to beg somebody to come help us leave Earth.
Right.
And these people watched us sell drugs. They watched us gangbang. Mm-hmm. They watched us flash money on our Instagram, our Facebook pages. And then when we come up dead, our families are reduced to the shameful acts of begging just to get me off of Earth.
Come on, man.
That's the sad part, homie.
You know, I got one of my homies. He's a dope boy.
Yeah.
He had a saying that you motherfuckers can't even afford to die.
Say, homie. Mr. Gregory. Hey, listen. We were down there with that gangbanging shit, right?
Right.
Mr. Gregory was the supervisor over Dorm 6. He was cool in the motherfucker. Boy, he was mean in the son bitch. He was mean in the motherfucker. He'd come take the TV and everything. So, man, that motherfucker told me, White, come on, man, let's go walking. So that motherfucker took me around campus, and I probably about 16 at the time. And he said, say, man, when you get out of here, man, do your mama a favor and put insurance on yourself so your mama don't have to worry about burying you because you go die.
Wow.
And I always stuck in my head.
That ain't funny, man.
Yeah, nah, he was wrong in the motherfucker telling a 16-year-old kid that, nigga. Yeah, he was wrong in the bitch.
I don't mean to laugh, man. That shit funny, though.
Yeah, I didn't know how to take that. Yeah, I didn't know how to take that. Nigga, I ain't, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Greg was a motherfucker, man. We used to call him Cool G. But you gotta be that raw with a kid that was playing how I was playing.
Right.
Nigga, we was already down there for murder.
Right.
You have to be that raw. You have to take a kid to see what you see. You have to let him see the nigga he look up to. Nigga, look at him.
Right.
Look how he died, nigga. You have to let a nigga know, oh, man, that nigga died a dope fiend. See, that's why I'm so quick to say, yeah, nigga, Monster Cody died in a tent. That nigga was a dope fiend. Nigga, how you go kill 20 people?
Right.
How you go put in all this work as a gang member? How you go sell all this dope, nigga? How you go be such a hood nigga, mislead all these people, and then you don't want the legacy of your shame to be passed down so don't nobody else fill your shoes?
Right.
That's why I say we gotta speak on the dead.
Right.
The dead ain't off limits when they die.
Right.
It's a dash. It's a dash in between your birthday and your death date that everybody got a right to speak on, nigga, dead or alive. You lived this life, so people have to speak on it because you lived it. Don't die and be ashamed of how you live. Don't have people saying you can't speak on the dead. No, if he was this when he died, let's talk about this, nigga.
100%.
Yeah, you don't get no exemption once you die.
Right.
Because how you lived is supposed to be talked about forever. You
Right.
talk about Dr. King, good works forever. You talk about everybody, good works forever. Even the bad have to be talked about forever. You shouldn't have lived bad.
I've been saying that forever. I totally agree with that. Because people used to try to give me flack for talking about the things that people did wrong when they died. And they think you supposed to just say all good stuff about a person, even if they was a rotten motherfucker. You crazy? No. You got to talk about what a person did. You got to talk about what they did right, what they did wrong, so you can learn from their mistakes. All that crap there, don't speak, man. I agree with him 100% on that.
Motherfucker.
Right. Right.
So that's why I have no shame about speaking on the dead. Because the dead have left a legacy for you to talk about.
Right.
So talk about the legacy, good or bad, motherfucker. You left it.
And that's actually a defining moment in my life also. One of my good friends, kind of a mentor to me, you know, he said, what are people gonna say about you when you die? And I never thought about it before.
That's all that matters, homie.
I never thought about it, and it helped me to change my life.
What motherfuckers say about you when you live don't mean shit.
Right.
Because most great fathers are never hear you're a great dad while you're alive.
Right.
A real man don't get his rewards until he laying in his casket and everybody standing over him saying what kind of man he was. Most niggas want to get their rewards now on Father's Day. Most niggas every Saturday want to get his dick sucked real good because he think he the man of the house. No, nigga, your rewards come when you in the casket.
Man,
that's when you go know how bad you was. That's when you go know how of an impact you left. That's when people go realize what your presence meant when you gone. Motherfucker can't appreciate your presence while you here. They don't know it ain't gone. But when your presence is gone and you leave, that's when motherfuckers know, oh man, that nigga there. Only this.
So what ushered you into the streets and end up catching a body and going to juvenile?
Playing as a little boy, playing gangster.
Right.
Playing gangster. We was going into an era of black gangsterism. You know, prior to the 80s, homie, black people didn't play gangster.
Right.
Black people didn't want to be gangster.
Right.
So I'm the first generation of black people wanting to be gangster by way of hip hop, the culture.
Right. That's not ours, by the way.
No, you know, before then we were dancing, partying, fucking, you know, doing the Kid and Play, the
Right.
MC Hammer.
Soul Train.
Man, the Soul Train, doing Michael Jackson. We wasn't bang banging.
Right.
So that culture is what gave me a kid, just like now. Most kids want to be rappers. Most kids want to be basketball players. I didn't want to be Michael Jordan. I didn't want to be Magic Johnson.
Right.
I didn't want to shoot 3-pointers like Larry Bird. Nigga, I want to be like Uncle Wayne, who was a pimp. I want to hustle like Uncle Curtis. Uncle Boosie was from California that had a gangster element to it. So I wanted to be like what I saw and what I heard and what I seen. What I saw in my real life, what I heard in music, and then what I seen on television. All of those elements was glorified and propagated to me. It's just like propaganda.
I'm trying to figure out how all this was the woman's fault. Cause you hear what he's saying, but the pro-black community swear this all the woman's fault.
Right. It is propaganda.
Well, it was propaganda, homie. Gangsterism became propaganda for black children.
It is, yeah.
So that was propaganda that was marketed to me as a child. And it was only natural for me to become what was marketed to me. Like now, children are becoming what's marketed to them.
You know, I told you I had several instances where I mentored black boys.
Yeah.
One of the most frustrating things to me, I had some construction done on my shop.
Yeah.
And there's a white guy doing it.
Yeah.
And
You
he
should have
brought-
got some Mexican, but having a white boy work for you is almost the next best thing to going to heaven. Telling the white boy what to do. Hey, I need that done over there, and do this when you're done. Boy, that's the next best thing to going to heaven.
And he did it well. He did a hell
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
job.
especially if you tell him well.
Right.
Yeah. White boy know how to act when you're paying him.
Oh, yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's only when you're asking him for something he go mistreat you.
Right. So the second day he brought his son in with him, and the boy was 13 years old, and I'm just having conversations with him. Like, you take over your pop's business? He's like, nah, I don't want to do this. I said, well, what you want to do? He said, I want to be a welder. I'm gonna be a welder. You know.
Yeah.
I said, you started yet? He said, yeah, I weld things all the time.
13 years old.
Yeah. Man, I can tell you, out of hundreds of black boys I've talked to over the years, just having conversations, I've never heard no shit like that come out of their mouth. It's always the same thing.
Yeah, we used to teach welding in the hood, homie. Down at
Right.
the Classy Lady. Yeah, my nigga Sane used to bring the welding machine.
So what he's saying is, out of all of the black boys, he ain't never heard no black boy say he wanted to be a welder. But for some reason, they think it's all of these good dudes and so many exceptions to the rule. But out of all of the kids, he say, I ain't never heard no shit like this in shoes. He say he won't be a welder. Listen, they tell on theyself. They tell on theyself.
And yeah, we used to let them young niggas, yeah, and then, you know, the young kids, niggas, the 7-8 years.
Didn't he say that his mother spoiled him and moved them out of the poverty on her own? Yet he still wanted to be a degenerate? Yeah.
So put that welding hat on them, nigga, and let them shoot that welding gun with no sleeves on their arm. They be scared of that popping, but nah, nigga, get tough.
Right.
Yeah, nah, man. When I speak at college, university, right? I spoke at the University of Arkansas one time. It was like a forensic sociology class. Law enforcement, all these motherfuckers for to be FBI agents. And so I like to ask them, man, what made you come to college, Miss Lady? Well, my dad is a doctor and such and such. So I like to go around the room in colleges and ask white kids, well, what made you go to college? And all the common denominator is a parent or somebody was, I want to be a police officer because my dad was a police officer. I want to go to the military because my granddad and my dad's dad was military. So that's a tradition.
Right.
That's a subculture that's passed down within a culture.
Right.
Nigga, we don't pass nothing down.
Nothing.
Nigga don't know to be nothing growing up. You got your mama telling you what she wants you to be.
Right.
She trying to tell you what she wants you to be, but she ain't got no man. Mm-hmm. She ain't got.
What? After he done described males, listen. After he done described males the way he done described males, why does a woman have to have a male to give her opinion? Because you've described males as mentally retarded. Per your words, you have described them as mentally retarded. You have described them as empty. And you have described them as users who are codependent. Right? Because they empty until they meet a woman, right? Why would she need a male to be able to give her motherfucking opinion? I mean, you can't make this make no type of sense.
No man. So how she gonna shape you? And she trying to shape you. She trying to shape you based off failed relationships with all the men she know, whether that's a father, whether that's a brother, whether that's a boyfriend, whether that's a co-worker.
Okay, that means she's trying to tell you to not be like them. Cause she ain't telling you to shape them to like the failed relationship partners. She trying to tell you to be different than them. But based on how you have described the male, it's no wonder that she ended up in all these failed relationships. It's no wonder. Why would she need a male to be able to give an opinion? They don't even hear themselves talking.
Most of her relationship with a man has failed.
Because of look at, you just said most. But now it's her fault that they failed. It's her fault that they failed after you didn't describe males the way you didn't describe them.
But she trying to shape you and telling you what you go be and what you ain't go do. With a culture that promotes and propagate with its propaganda, gangsterism, and sexism to you.
Right.
So the gangsterism is sending you one way, and the sexism got you with a boy or a girl. Mm-hmm. How you know what to do as a boy? Your mama fucking you up.
Right.
So that's why it's so easy for young boys to go to the streets and find a impressionable character to follow.
Mm-hmm. And I was that guy.
Hey, man, we was all that guy. But I had some uncles, some bullshit ass uncles. So I had a part that I had a role I was trying to play. So most niggas come out, they hadn't saw their uncle. So I had an uncle who literally was giving me the pimp game. Nigga, he was exposed. So I had a role to somewhat try to play.
Right.
I ain't never been gangster.
Right.
I always been pimping.
Right.
But once Uncle Wayne gone, and it ain't no pimps to look at, after you get through watching
And what is a pimp? A person that uses and drains women. So the reverence they have for other males, they don't have for you, because he just glorifies pimps. Every time he talks, he keeps speaking on pimping. He loves that. This is how they look at women. You are not viewed in the same eyes as these males.
After you get through watching the Mac, they stop making pimp movies.
Right.
They start making gangster movies.
Mm-hmm.
So Uncle Wayne gone. Uncle Wayne in prison. So I ain't got no more pimping influence. But that's how I'm raised. I take on gangster.
Right.
When I grow up, when I grow up and realize what I think I am, I lead gangster.
Right.
No, nigga, I'm pimping. Yeah, no, I'm pimping. So, yeah, no, so, but those are the role characters that I was exposed to.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, I was exposed to hustling, nigga, I'm pimping. I watched a man in my world, in my life, nigga, damn near take care of the whole family, nigga, I was pimping.
Take care of the whole family off of using women. Listen, take care of the family off of draining the resources out of women. And this what you like as a woman, huh? Draining the resources out of you. It's how he, quote unquote, took care of his own family. No, you took care of the family. No, the women took care of the family. Right?
Rolls Royces and everything.
Oh,
So
he was pimping.
yeah, he was pimping, homie.
Yeah.
It was like the movie The Mac. I had a real Mac in real life, homie. When he showed up with the beautiful yellow women with them banana-shaped titties, I used to look through the peephole, but I thought they were my aunts. I didn't know they were. We called them Aunt such and such.
Right.
So
You'll let a male drain you, though. You'll let a male drain you and not realize that the Rolls Royce and all this stuff comes off of you. This is why I keep saying, y'all be sitting up here chasing men to try to get crumbs out of them when they getting the world out of you. You're chasing men to get crumbs out of them while they getting the world out of you. Why you ain't got enough sense to keep your resources amongst yourselves? Because the resources that the males have that you trying to get crumbs out of, he got it off of a woman.
homie, so when
His bottom bitches.
they was aunties.
Right.
To this day, man, that's my auntie.
Yeah.
And the family reunion, them aunties.
Right.
But if they be real to us, and you see, if they be real to us and explain, we know if they tell us the truth.
Right.
But the ones that don't know, that's ain't such. I ain't gonna say, that's ain't such and such.
Right.
He got a baby by ain't such and such.
Right.
But when you know, you know.
Is that true that like a good pimp puts his dick in all of his hoes?
Unless he a punk.
Right.
Shit, yeah, nigga, you ain't no man for to have them women around there. Nigga ain't fucking that pussy. Hey, man, listen.
That shit's disgusting, man.
No, it ain't.
Man, she going out fucking all of these niggas.
Nigga, that's you. The one you fuck all these niggas. She just ain't getting no money for it. Every girl you fuck all these niggas. She just ain't getting no money for it. And chances are, listen, most motherfuckers don't know a prostitute is more cleaner than the lady.
For sure.
Nigga, you ain't finna put no raw dick in no prostitute. You ain't finna kiss her. You ain't finna. She ain't gonna let you eat her pussy.
For sure.
You not finna girlfriend a prostitute.
Right.
But you can girlfriend a one night stand.
For sure.
So no.
I just want y'all to hear how they talk about you. I just want you to hear it. But this what you chase. This what you beg for.
I got an ass backwards. No, I much rather fuck a prostitute than a lady. Much rather fuck a prostitute than a lady. Nigga, I much rather marry a hoe than a lady. The biggest lie ever told is you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Nigga, a hoe make the best housewife. Niggas don't cheat on hoes. No, niggas don't cheat on a hoe. Right. A hoe know what to do.
Right.
A hoe know how to handle you. A hoe know how to let you go get you out of you, nigga, and come back home and be her kind of man. A lady don't know how to let a man be a man. A hoe know a man better than a woman and a lady. Who you think a nigga go lay with when he mad at his woman? A hoe. Who you think a nigga go
Real
complain to and talk to about other women? Hoes.
Real talk.
Fuck you talking about, nigga. Hoes was sent to be counselors and psychiatrists and psychologists that'll give you some pussy. That's how that is. Don't talk down on hoes, nigga. Hell you talking about, nigga. Jesus kept a hoe. Jesus, man, a hoe was the only woman that could run with Jesus and his 12 buddies. Think about that.
God damn.
A hoe was the only one that could run with Jesus and his 12 niggas. Couldn't no woman do it. And they kept a hoe. And while he was preaching and healing and healing the sick, she was around the corner selling pussy. If you think Mary wasn't fucking Peter, Paul, John, Luke, Mark, and Matthew, nigga, throughout them traveling days, man, nigga, goddamn food. Every now and then she gave Jesus some pussy. Yeah, Jesus ain't left her and ain't had no experience of a man. They said he got to experience everything that we had to go through. So that means he had to get some pussy too. They won't try to make us like Jesus had.
And y'all be so happy that a dude talk about you like this, right? You be so happy. Yeah, I got some good. You just like it. You like lowering yourself to be ran over, don't you? You like lowering yourself and allowing them to use you as a benefits package. Yep.
Dry dick. No, man, Jesus had to experience what pussy felt like too.
Charleston White, everybody.
Yeah, I got a church coming soon. I ain't bullshit. Yeah, $12 better look out, nigga. I got a church coming soon.
So I want to tell the young boys too. When I saw my homie in his casket, first of all, the caretaker did his body terrible.
Okay, so we have 57 minutes. We can come back and do a part 2 because it's already 12 o'clock. So let me allow y'all to call in. Let me read some super chats, okay? Read some super chats. And come back and do a part 2. Oh, this is crazy. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Sapio September, $10. You're the epitome of what people mean when they say wisdom has no age. Your love, strength, motivation, courage, integrity, and femininity. Thank you for entering my life spiritually. Thank you. You're very welcome. Chronically Beautiful, $2. Charleston White, a psychopath. 5150 him, please. Danger to society. Asia, $100. Keep frying these clowns, Princella. Thank you. Candy Cane Lane, $5 sticker. Catalia, $12.87. $20. These males dish out psychological, emotional, and physical abuse not only to women, but also to children. Males want all the reverence and respect from people. There ain't nothing, not respect at all. Pure trash. Princess 5550, $20, 20 Canadian dollar sticker. Catalia, $12.87, $5. Males don't want us to lose hope in them. That's why they don't want us listening to Princella. Well, too late. I don't have any hope for y'all. Asia, $100. They cannot be taken serious. Sure can't. Denise Stodd, $20. Queen, every time I watch your show, my eyes open wider. Thanks. You're welcome. Sapio September, $10. Niggas and flies I do despise, but the more I see these niggas, the more I like flies. Continuously Divine, $20. Hey P, keep what you doing, love. Love all my sisters apart this beautiful community. Thank you. Catalia, $12.87, $2. These males only want someone to trauma bond with. Percy, $5. Hey, Pastor P and beautiful subs. I make enough to go pay the light bill. Yes, I'm a good man, right? Debbie Shark, $10. If you're still dealing with males like this, then you are exactly like them. So true, P. Candy Cane Lane, $5. You want the soft life, but like everything hard. That's a motherfucking word right there. Fire. Thank you. VV, $10. Didn't he say that his mother spoiled him and moved them out of poverty on her own, yet he still wanted to be a degenerate? He surely did say that. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'll check the Cash App, and then we'll take a couple calls. All right. Shatasica Irby, $110. Thank you. And James Thomas, $5. He called me the royalty maker. All right. Status setter. And she says it's a message. Thank you. All right. Let me get ready to put this on the okay. 832-627-6575. 832-627-6575. I'll take 4 calls, and then I'm going to let y'all go ahead and have it tonight. Eight 627-6575. What you got? Hello, Princella speaking. Who am I speaking with?
Keisha.
How you doing? What you got for me tonight?
Okay, so this show was like the Charleston White was really irritating me. Mm-hmm. Totally irritating me. Because it's like, it's so stupid. All the stuff that he was saying, it's like he was just showing that they were so retarded, that men are retarded. And I found you probably 2 months ago, and I had just got out of a relationship with this guy who, he was like a lover boy. Love, love, love. Oh, I love you. I love you. Like the first week, he was saying he loved me. He was giving me money, doing all this stuff for me. And I knew better than to talk to him. He really just wanted to get citizenship from me. Mm-hmm. And I literally asked him, probably after a couple of months, I was like, dude, do you need your green card? Or do you have your green card? And he was like, no. So I'm like, he really was trying to pester me to marry him and all of this stuff. And I just was like, forget about it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's crazy. Like, dudes just come for anything. I was surprised. I have your book. I was surprised that, like, you had all of these different things in the book. And I'm like, well, that's what I was dealing with. But he was also, like, a homosexual, too. So. Mm-hmm. And then I found out he was cheating. And it was over. I was just like, I took him his stuff over to the girl that he was messing with. And I was pretty much done. Mm-hmm. So these dudes are just trash. And the only reason why I even started like talking to him is because I told my son, I said, I'm gonna go try to date in March. Mm-hmm. And I shouldn't even did it because my son don't know nothing. He married a bonehead. So yeah, it's just, I don't listen to men anymore. That's the whole point of this story. And I'm just glad I don't. I decided when I was 33 that I wasn't going to deal with them. I'm 46 now. Mm-hmm. And I decided to do this, and I was just like, I knew better. All this stuff you're talking about, I've been telling people about for years.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for calling and letting us know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you so much, Princella. I love listening to you. You are so awesome.
Thank you so much. You have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Hello, Princella speaking. Who am I speaking with?
No, this is Tony from Cali.
How you doing? What you got for
I'm
me
good.
tonight?
I want to talk about what happened yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
I was feeling the whole vibe. Both these dudes, man. Yesterday was funny. I was loving it, girl. Oh my God, you were such an entertainer. I just had so much fun watching you yesterday. And then when you started to get in deep, it was just really interesting. So that's all I'm calling about. Bump these dudes. I'm already past that. And because of you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Oh, bye.
Bye.
I'm just like, oh, better. All this stuff you're talking about. Hello?
Yep. Can you turn the TV? Can you turn the radio down or TV down in the back?
Oh, yes, I can. Sorry about that. I was actually listening to your show.
Yes, ma'am. Who am I speaking with?
This is Dominique from Brooklyn.
How you doing? What you got for me tonight?
I just want to say, I know that you review a lot of those shows, just to give feedback to the ladies in the audience, but we get it. Those guys are like hurting our ears. It freaking hurts our souls to hear people speak so lowly of women and things like that. But I do want to say I appreciate your message, and it empowers me, and it's giving me power to my daughter as well for her growing up as a young lady in the world. So just keep doing what you're doing. I see even like the young ladies, they're not taking no shit from these guys. They're not with it no more. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna keep tuning in, and blessings and love.
Thank you. You have a good night.
All right, you have a good one.
All right, bye.
Hello?
Hello, Princella speaking. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Princella. My name is Alexis.
How you doing, Alexis? What you got for me tonight?
So I just wanted to say, one, congratulations on everything that you're doing. I'm 22 years old and I'm very conscious for my age.
Mm-hmm.
And I found your information maybe like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear?
Yes.
Honey, you appeared in my life at the most perfect time. And I just want to say, like, I got your ebook. I love the fact that it's narrated by you. And the truth prevails. Like, I can't unsee it. I see it all around me. Like, this is literally the nature of men.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I can see it so clearly, it's like, wow. I don't even have to drive myself crazy with it anymore. Like, I'm not nearly as attracted to them, if at all, like I used to be. And even with me, like, being as conscious as I am for my age, I still battle with my subconscious, or I'm working on, like rewiring it. So when I see how much of your audience gets triggered by your message and they project like their wounds onto you, I just be thinking like, honey, that's a personal problem,
right,
that you have to deal with. So many people really battle with their ego, and it is a very uncomfortable process. But when when it's a very conscious process, like you just have to have a level of self-awareness to catch yourself. But I just really wanted to say the truth prevails. Like, to be able to see it all around me, it's just really crazy. And you were right, like, it was bad enough I didn't really connect with people my age before I came across your message, and now it's like, oh yeah, it's not even really fathomable. So this is a really lonely journey in a way, but I'm just so glad that you are who you are and you're doing what you're doing, like, no matter what people say about you. Like, you are such a great leader, and you're setting such a great example for women, and especially young women like myself. So thank you so much for all that you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Princella speaking. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Nana from Detroit.
How you doing? What you got for me tonight?
I just just wanted to inquire, like, on a few things. Like, I used to play professional fighting games, like video games.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's just so wild how men are, like, when they are talking to each other, you know? And so I just wanted to bring that up and just inquire a little bit about how your history was with that, you know, like, knowing that being around them, you hear so many things that people just don't really see on the surface. So, and I just kind of felt that when I was watching your show today, that the Charleston white man and the other guy, they were just like so friendly with each other in the beginning and everything, and just the whole time just so calm. But they were talking about so many things, like you said, that are true, that, you know, that if you just watch and see. I just wanted to bring that up and just inquire a little bit about that.
Okay, so what is the actual question?
Well, I don't actually have any real questions because I don't plan to join any of these communities again. It's like I don't feel like I fit in, even though it's just video games or something like that. But yeah, it's too many risks out here. So I don't actually have any questions. I just wanted to kind of shed a little bit more light on that and how that is.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling and sharing your thoughts.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right. Okay. So that's it for the calls, and I think and thank you, Marjorie. Sent $10 in Cashapp. I just saw that. All right. Yeah. That's it. And I got one more call here. Let's see. This will be the last one.
Hello.
Princella speaking. Who am I speaking with?
This is Micah from Arkansas.
Yes, ma'am. Who am I? What you got for me tonight?
Oh, first of all, I've been following you for a while now. I'm going to be joining. Y'all should all subscribe. We should all be supporting each other financially because we should be a community of women. I plan to as soon as I got the money, girl, on the 1st, which is 2 days from now.
Yes, ma'am.
But I don't miss any of your lives. But tonight, that last part, the pimping, he got so excited. He got so excited.
Yep.
And I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but he hadn't been animated to that very part. He gets so happy. And it made me feel triggered. You know, I'm a survivor, you know, of all, just like most women are. And I do like your breakdowns. I do like behavior analysis. I'm into that. I like to watch those, like people that do body language. I used to teach communications in high school level. And this ain't about me, Priscilla. I just love you. I have grown. I thought I was really knowledgeable. I have a master's. I thought I was good on everything. And I thought I was a feminist, but not really. Not like that. Not like this.
Right.
You really bring me new knowledge. And I thought I had it all. I thought I understood systems, you know, the whole matrix. I thought I understood all that stuff, structural racism, everything. I thought you bring me some, and you speak, no offense, but like we're Southern, you know, and you speak the way all of my friends and colleagues speak. And I guess that's why I really connect. And I'm out here trying to spread your message. I'm gonna get some shirts made.
Yes.
With your stuff on the back. Because I need more of these young. I'm 44, so I'm a little older than you, but I'm still young in heart. But I want these young girls. I want them to hear it. And I thank you. Thank you for the behavior analysis. I like the breakdown. I do get a little triggered after a while because I don't like to hear them. But at the same time, I know it's important for everyone for this message. And I didn't expect you to call me back. I actually chickened out, let it ring once. But thank you.
Yes.
And I'm sorry. I don't know if I was rambling, but I do that. So thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that concludes tonight's show. Okay. we will, when we finish it, because we're going to do a part 2, and part 2 will take care of it all, because we got through 57 minutes, right? We did pretty good, because typically when I analyze stuff, we don't ever get that far. We never get that far in this short amount of time. So we've been rolling for 3 hours, and we got through 57 minutes. And we took phone calls. So that's good. So we'll be able to get through the rest of it on part 2, because it's only an hour and 35-minute interview. So we'll be able to get it all tomorrow and read the comments tomorrow from there. Okay? It's been good. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.